Last time we have already started with our 7th lesson, that is acid, bases and salts. And even with that I have told you what are acids, what are bases and what are salt, and how we can know whether the material is, whether the given thing is acid or a base. That also we will get to know by using an indicator which is called as litmus paper. Today we will move ahead of what we have learned. Okay, we will today start with types of acids. If you remember, in the beginning we have already discussed there are two types of acid. Acids which are obtained from nature, okay, naturally which are obtained, those are called as organic acids like citrus, citric acid could be obtained from citrus fruit, lemon, orange, okay. At the same time we can even get with the tartaric acid, or we can even get with the acetic acid, anything we can get them, okay. So for example, if I put up acetic acid, so you just try to recollect from what we have got acetic acid. Yes, we have to got acetic acid from vinegar, if you remember. Okay, so the acids which are obtained naturally, those are called as organic acids, and acids which are obtained from minerals, various kinds of minerals. Okay, those are called as mineral acids. Example, as we have discussed, these acids are normally used in laboratories, that is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acids, and so on. Okay. Now, there are another type of acids also which are called as concentrated acids and dilute acids. I think you must have heard of these words, concentrated and dilute. But let me tell you, whenever any acid is been dissolved in small amount of water, okay, as of now you are knowing that acids are very strong. So if we even touch it by mistake, what will happen? It can cause some burn injuries, okay. So if we don't want that strong effect of acid, what has been done? They are being dissolved in certain amount of water. So when any acid is dissolved in small amount of water, then those are called as concentrated acid. I am again repeating, when they are dissolved in very small amount of water, then they are called as, means acid is more and water is less. At that time that is called as concentrated acid. For example, if hydrochloric acid, if I say hydrogen chloride, if I say hydrogen chloride gas is dissolved in small amount of water, then we will get concentrated hydrochloric acid, hydrogen, okay. But if we dissolve the same acid in more amount of water, that means acid is less, amount of acid is less and amount of water is more, then those are called as dilute acids, okay. At that time we will say that hydrogen chloride, dilute hydrogen chloride is there, okay. Just remember, when more amount of water is there, then they are called as dilute acids. When less amount of water is used for dissolving the acids, then they are called as concentrated acids, okay. Now next is, we'll see with the properties of acids. You are already knowing that acids, they taste salt, okay. At the same time that they have told you that acids will turn blue litmus red. With that I have even told you how to remember. We always say after A, B will come, okay. So always remember, acid will turn blue litmus red. ABR, if you remember, you will be never confused whether acid turns blue litmus red or B turns basic turns blue litmus red. Every time you have acid turns blue litmus red, like that. Okay. Now next is, it conducts electricity. What does it mean, it conducts electricity? Means what? Electricity can flow through these acids. That is the exact meaning of conduct electricity. Next property of acid is they are corrosive. Corrosive means jung pakarta hai, jung. Rusting can occur in the, if any material comes in contact with acid, okay. Like you must have seen that strong acids, they can even destroy wood, they can even destroy cloth, they can even destroy paper, okay. All this can get destroyed because of acid, when any acid falls on it. Why? Because acids are having the property of causing corrosion, and that's the major reason that in laboratories acids are never stored in metal containers. They are every time stored in glass containers, containers which are made up of glass or bottles, okay. They are always, acids are every time stored in glass containers. And last one is, acids are soluble in water. I have already told you they can be diluted in water in less amount, and that is called as concentrated acid, and if in more amount, then they are called as dilute acid. Okay, and we always have to remember that whenever water needs to be acid needs to be dissolved in water, so we never have to add water to acid. Every time we have to add acid to water, because if we add water to acid, what can happen? It can get splurred, or it can get come out of the container and can cause evolution of heat. Okay, heat formation can be there, which can even cause sometimes burns. Okay, so this thing needs to be remembered every time, that acids should be added to water and not water should be added to acids. Okay, now next thing we have to learn is reaction with metals. See children, what happens when acid reacts with metal? That is what we are going to learn. See, acids will every time consist of hydrogen atom. Fix up in your mind that hydrogen atom will be always present. One hydrogen atom or more than one hydrogen atom will be always present inside the acids. Okay, and these acids, when they react with metal, what will be formed? At the same time, salt will be formed and hydrogen gas will be evolved, or hydrogen gas will be given out. I am again repeating, whenever any acid it reacts with metal, then it forms salt and hydrogen gas is being given out. Okay. Now let us take an example. We can combine which of the acid is there? Hydrochloric acid. If hydrochloric acid, if it reacts with metal, that is magnesium, then what will it give? It will give magnesium chloride. At the same time, it will give up with the hydrogen gas. Okay. So this thing will not only happen with magnesium, which is a metal, it will also happen with sodium, it will also happen with potassium, calcium, aluminium, iron, lead. It will happen with every metal, and whenever they are reacting, hydrogen gas and salt will be formed. You have to fix this in mind. Now we see that reaction with carbonates. If a dilute acid reacts with carbonates, it can be any carbonate, it can be sodium carbonate, or it can be even calcium carbonate. Okay, so whenever it reacts with carbonate, it will here also form salt, and instead of along with salt, carbon dioxide gas will be given out. Okay, let us take for example, if calcium carbonate it reacts with acid, that is hydrochloric acid, then what will be formed? Which salt will be formed? Calcium chloride will be formed along with water, and also the formation of carbon dioxide. Okay, and this is a proper procedure of what carbon dioxide gas is being used in laboratory. This is a carbon dioxide gas which is being used in laboratories for carrying out various experiments. Okay, hope you must have understood with today's topic.